Good evening, Mr. Hong and Miss Lee, and thank you for joining me in the debate today. And begin. First, the negative has conceded this debate by failing to address the value criterion or even a way to access either of them as given no reason why his arguments are more important. Here's the story. As in my Kochi evidence, the negative's use of speed critique proves the point that language being an inhibiting barrier shows that animals in the squash should be oppressed. His misunderstanding proves that when we can't recognize any form of language, we restrict the individual. This cross applies to all other organisms, including other humans, which means if you vote negative, you are perpetuating a system that excludes difference. The negative would have you restrict my speech much in the same way that women and blacks couldn't speak. This paradigm of sameness destroys difference, reducing any education we can garner from this debate. The negative's complaint is not a reason to vote negative. The negative is like a 60-year-old debate coach complaining that LD has critiques and plans in it. It amounts to nothing. Excluding me is like excluding the evolution of LD and prevents others in the future from making new and interesting ways of debating. And he talks about how you can have any type of in-depth discussion only when you use a minute 30 of a speech. This checks back any abuse only by realizing that the only equal ways to include all types of differences inherent in my value can oppression and violence be stopped. This is better because 1. There is no bright line for how much speed is too much and unfair to punish me for exceeding an arbitrary threshold because I couldn't have predicted what would be considered too fast. It also takes out the critique solvency because debaters wouldn't bother trying to appear to arbitrary standards that they didn't know what they'd have to do to meet them. 2. Voting on this particular speed critique will actually stop spreading. There's no reason to drop me. Speed critiques will never win a significant number of debates rounds, so there's no particular incentive to stop spreading. Speed critiques are common in policy, but obviously never solved. 3. By going faster, I can talk more about a single subject and give more warrants to read more cards about an issue. This allows to have more specific discussion about issues, increases education. I only had 2 contentions and 6 cards. 4. Innovative arguments take more time and explain them more because of complex arguments and impact analysis. Penalizing speed kills innovation, encourages the same stock issue debate. Everyone destroys education. 5. The ability to read more evidence is key to education because it rewards debaters for doing more pre-round research and preparation. This outweighs the critique impacts because the research phases where we actually learn about the topic turns education. 6. Speed solves elitism in debate by evening out the playing field of everyone. Not everyone has access to the high-level research tools like JSTOR or coaches to cut good cards for them, but everyone can do speed drills. Competitive debate to skew ground towards the debater with better backgrounds, but speed helps to solve these issues. 7. Spreading boosts short-term memory, which is key to education, everyday life. Psychology Today writes, the faster you can talk, the greater the power to be recalling phone numbers, directions, everyday tasks, arithmetic, and reading skills. 8. Talking faster improves memory skills, preventing losses with age. Holmes McKenzie writes, increases of memory span with age are seen to be very closely related with changes in speech rate with age. 9. Speaking at a faster rate enhances the quality of communication. Carrie Marsh writes, substantial evidence suggests that faster speech can increase persuasion. 10. Wrong form. There's alternative forms of debate such as Congress, extemp, or public forum that don't use spreading. People debate policy because they competitive spreading and the educational benefits we feel should come with it. If someone doesn't like spreading, he should go to a different forum. LDR shouldn't be punished for using a style that's meant to be used. 11. A wrong form. The negative shouldn't be yelling at me for spreading. He should be writing letters to the NFL asking them to set actual rules against spreading. The speed K is asking debaters to take an intentional strategic error. 12. By putting the critique in a form will actually solve the trivialized position, degrade its worth. This prevents the critique from ever solving. 13. Debaters know that the easiest way to beat a speed critique is to talk even faster so the other side can't keep up with the writing and performing the contradictions. The critique actually encourages spreading. 14. Maximize education, reduce debate to trivia contests which kill debate. Reading dictionaries would actually be educational, but not obviously good for competitive activity. 15. He never told me before the debate that he didn't like spreading. I forced to spread to keep up with the competition. He should be able to implement new rules mid-run. He should be able to punish me for debating it in a style that I'm forced to use and advise against pre-round be abusive and destructive debate form. 16. Speed is crucial in developing linguistic abilities. Lives Stein and Leonard Poon write, at a very fast rate, the stimulus encoded the physical features we extracted lifestyle access is achieved.